Okie dokie. Hello, everybody, and welcome on back to another Snoop Dogg Fortnite. Sorry, I was gonna go off and do other things, but I just felt like I left so many things kind of unsaid and like half finished, half said in that. So, alright, hold on. So when I was talking about like things are, and of course, yeah, I'm also still getting over a cold. But anyways, when I was saying that like problems are getting solved, it's not just Bill Gates and a bunch of tech things, Apple, HP. I just didn't want to, I'm very cautious not to say too much about like my personal goings ons. I mean, and I hate to say stuff like that when I'm talking. Oh, no, no copyright. Ah. And basically, and I don't want to toot my own horn either. Like I am one cog in the greater scheme of things, and a lot of people. So like, and I'm just excited about the things that I see other people doing. It's so impressive, and the selflessness. Like I mean, and that's what you got to be careful with. And like, that is one thing in the Bible. It talks about, not wanting to seek praise for doing good, just do good for the sake of doing good. But that kind of works against people because then you're like, oh, well, don't be bragging about doing something. Well, then if nobody knows that you did something, then, just if a tree falls in the wood, does it make a sound? Like, to a point, people still need to know you're doing something. Otherwise, they might assume you're not. And that's what we do with celebrities too. And I'm sure it's got to be maddening for them. At the same time, it's like Cry Me a River because like these problems versus other problems. And then you got like songs like More Money, More Problems, More Money, More Problems, all that. And there is truth to that. Otherwise, they wouldn't say it. Like it's like they're just sitting around, like screwing around as whatever. Like, oh, I'm just gonna spit some bars for the sake of spitting bars. Like, no, you're gonna try to speak to the people that are listening to you, because then you're gonna try to explain why things are the way they are, why you do what you do. We all do it. It's human nature. So, anyways, I sat on the plane with a guy that worked at HP, and he told me about like their volunteering stuff and their kind of giving back programs. And they had like recycling centers in different places around Africa, to like the more poor areas where they could hire people to do this like sorting work and actually still get some value out of it, recycling old like phone parts and computer parts and stuff. And then they would give something, and the guy would like constantly want to try to reward his team, be like, hey, you did a great job, you worked really hard, like, can I get you anything? Like, and they would ask for things like soap, bars of soap. He's like, soap? Like, that's what you want? You don't want like a fancy dinner? And he had to do all these backflips and cartwheels to try to reward these people without going too over the top. And like, for one thing, it would get stolen at customs, or like when it hit the ground. And this was like over 8 years ago. Like, I mean, it's already changed since then. Like, and part of why I know that is we were talking about Dubai, and Dubai, I mean, like, oh, wow, sorry. But anyways, he was saying like there was like one little hole in the wall, like bar, like it was tolerated, but locals couldn't drink. And now, like, I went there, and it was just like downtown Denver, downtown Fort Collins. Like, they have bars, they live it up, they have that. And it's only a matter of time before the locals are able to partake. And it's kind of bittersweet, too. Like, and I've been talking that alcohol isn't all that great, and it's actually the cause of a lot of problems. But the freedom to do stuff like that, oh, bye. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep looting, but... and just be mindful that he might come back. So, but anyways, because I also saw over there, I wasn't in Africa, but like, and it's not fair to compare like apples, oranges, all that. Oh, he did come back. Hold on. After that, nothing? Prancing Pawnee. Alright, yeah. Senior bot. I'm pretty sure that I just play against bots this whole time, but anyways, no. So these tech giants are like collaborating and trying to pool their resources and their efforts and fix the problems of the world. Like that's the biggest thing. Like we're like sprinting towards fixing all of the world's problems. There we go. Oh, whoops. I knew I pushed the buttons out of order that time. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that too. Whoops. Oh, what? But anyways, and then there's all this hype about Bill Gates being evil and stuff. So there's a whole nother thing. And it's just like, if there was actual evidence of that, I feel like in this day and age, there would be enough people pointing at it and being like, look, look, look. And even the conspiracy theories and stuff, like, and I don't really want to talk about those too much because I got a strike. Still a little sour about that because I was actually agreeing with, like, a lot of things. And I still got in trouble for even talking about it. It was Voldemort. But no. Anyways, but that was just like the big thing I wanted to say is like, between Apple, HP, Microsoft basically, because Bill Gates, like, so the main things, and plus, like, and I even remember like one of my friends talking about what they did. They'd like have a day where they'd go do trash pickup, or they would volunteer as a company or like as teams. And I remember when I worked for an aerospace company, we had like this whole like food drive thing that we tried to, food drive, basically that, to give to like the food bank and stuff to feed locals, which I actually did go to the food bank once in my life. I mean, only once, because I felt so guilty. I cut back on drinking to start paying more for my food out of that money, because I was like, man, I'm just a college kid, like, that spent his money on booze. Like, I don't really, I felt guilty, and, but at the same time, like, when you're off in college, you feel like, it's that FOMO, that fear of missing out. Like, you got to experience, what's going on. And then the people that don't go to college, I know that. I argue with this one guy, he just constantly throws in my face, like, oh, did you learn that in college? Like, very bitter, very petty. Anyways. It's all in good fun, for the most part. So. Speak. Sing. Oh, you can't break it? That would be cool if you just, like, couldn't. It just stayed there the whole time. Anyways, we gotta go. I was not paying attention. Yeah, we might be in trouble. So, but anyways, yeah, and I forgot to say that last time just because, like, I don't know, but Apple's the largest company in the world, and then Nvidia's catching up, and, like, all these tech things I didn't realize, and, yeah. But the tech people are helping, and not just the tech people, everybody. Like, I was talking to, actually, a retired football player, I won't tell you which team, but, and he was just talking about how a lot of his teammates, they were very cultured, and they were known for things like, or some examples, like understanding like 14th century art or something, or being well-traveled, or understanding all these cultures. And I could tell in that moment, I was like, because being known for athleticism and only that, it does kind of pigeonhole you into that, like, oh, you're just good for throwing a ball around or something. When that's not the case. And I knew this guy growing up. He was always very smart and very kind and everything, and like never ate sugar too. Like, I mean, he was very staunch about that. And it was almost like, kind of like how I tried to say that I didn't drink for the longest time, and I held out as long as for a while. I don't want to say as long as I could, because that's a lie. But finally I gave in, peer pressure and all that. And I don't know, the forbidden fruit aspect of it. And that's one thing with America versus the rest of the world, is the rest of the world, they tend to trust their kids a little more with alcohol. They let them have a glass of wine with dinner or something, growing up. And I remember I knew people that would let their kid have like a glass of beer or something at dinner, just a little sip or two or something, or maybe like a beer at a cookout when they're like 18. But technically that's illegal, and you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Yet you go to another country, yeah, you can do that. And people are going to do it anyway. That's the thing, is like the kids are going to find a way to do it. They're going to sneak out. Like, and you just got to hope that either A, you catch them every single time and become enemies with them, or B, you raise them right enough to where you can trust them to, even if they go out to make stupid decisions, it's not going to be like a life or death situation. And unfortunately, that's not the case for everyone. I'm thinking about my buddy Chad growing up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't name him either. Like, I didn't name my one friend, but like my other one, okay, I already said it, but like, and we weren't even that close either. We played on the football team together, and like we were kind of friends earlier on, but he died when he was 18. and like we just graduated. He was working construction, the concrete, and I worked for the same company technically, like it was the same parent company, and it was the framing. So, and that was just for a summer. I wish I would have been doing that longer. Actually, I loved that job. And then I was ready to go to college. You know, as soon as my high school sweetheart at the time was ready. Yeah, that was a whole mess up thing. Anyways, we're not gonna get into all that, but the fact is someone I know only got to experience to 18. That's it. Nothing else. And it's like all because of all because of one bad decision, poor decision. Shotcha. Ba-da-ba-da. A couple of those are stinging. Okay, that's weird. Like somebody's watching. It's my name, by the way, Alex. Nice to meet you. Anyways. Oh, shoot. Was that like a glitch and it was just a delay of my own shot? Like, I don't think somebody could be behind me to shoot at that angle. Yeah, I think that was just my delayed shot. Yeah, nobody's there. But anyways. Or the Lord works in mysterious ways. I don't know. That's why it's always just best to just act nice anyway. Like, what was that in the Johnny English with Rowan Atkinson, the guy who plays Bean? Or he's most famously known for Bean, in my opinion, but he also does Johnny English, where he's like this cocky James Bond wannabe, but he's just like goofy and, oh, it's hilarious. It's great. But basically mocks the James Bond thing. And like in watching the James Bond back in the day, like I used to love GoldenEye. But at the same time, he was kind of over the top anyway, and I always thought he was kind of a prick. But like, it's like, look at how cocky he is, and like he's just better than everyone. Like, you know, like a lot of it was cool, yeah, but then it was just like, some of it was just like, man, what a rich art, you know, so-and-so. But anyways, if anything, I liked Boris. Like, that was my favorite character in GoldenEye, the computer nerd, and granted, he was kind of a weenie, especially there near the end. Then like he hacked the things under pressure. He's like, I'm invincible. And then, of course, I don't want to ruin the story for anybody who hasn't seen GoldenEye. Yeah, Boris met an untimely end. And he was a little too confident, too. I mean, he got too big for his britches. Like, just like, and I think if, like, we saw how he looked, like, if we, like, was like, oh, that's how that came off, then a lot of us wouldn't do that stuff anyway. But in fact, I remember, like, certain behaviors, even, this was back in first grade, I thought I was being all cool, and I put my arms around this girl, like I put my hands on the wall on either side of her, and I was gonna talk to her, and then I clammed up because I got all nervous. I was like, oh god, what do I say to this girl? And she just looked at me like all weird and slid out from under me and like walked away. And I was like, wow, that's gonna be like a core memory for her, and I never did that again. I was like, that was stupid, you know. And I probably, yeah, she's probably like, who is that weirdo, like, you know. And I felt that. I was like, alright, noted. Spaghetti Mountain. Alright. Oh yeah, we could be going to Snoop Dogg's like, thread the needle. I didn't mean for it to take off, but anyways, it did. Wait. Oh, what is this? Huh. It could be anywhere like there. Oh, anyways. But it is also beast philanthropy and similar situations like that. Like, it is now trendy to do really good things for humanity. And then every now and then he'll do something cheesy, rebuild his funds. Although he did it, like, very respectable. A lot of, like, Minecraft videos and, you know, like, things that are just, like, fun. I don't know. Because, again, he's a person, and any person given that circumstance. So I think a lot of it, and like how I was talking about, it's like a house of cards or like the Indiana Jones thing, is a lot of jobs and like things and functions are just going to go away. I mean, it's going to, like, we're getting closer to a Star Trek era where we're all focused on, you know, humanity, peace with other civilizations, like, and all that. And that's what everybody's really saying too. That's especially clear with like the recent election, because that's what Elon's been all about. Now, I'm not saying like I'm all excited or disappointed either way. It's like, it's just 4 years regardless. Ugh. And a lot of that is the communication too, sifting through the nonsense, the political stuff, because it's a game to them. It's like they're trying to win a race. They're running against an opponent, like literally running, but not really. It's figuratively. But like they are trying to convince you, the voter, to vote for them, to say, hey, I want them in charge. Oh, did we kill each other? Oh. No. Oops. Anyways, we'll just do a couple this time. I felt like I left it hanging the last one. So, because, I mean, we're not there yet. We're still a long ways off, and there's still a lot of work to be done, but the people that are doing the work are getting organized and doing the work. So, but there's going to be a lot of other people, and I'm curious to see, like, as far as, like, auditing government spending and stuff, I mean, I don't know, especially the war. I feel like there's a better way to go about the Ukraine thing. I mean, I want to say I support Ukraine and their sovereignty and, like, you know, but at the same time, I feel like there was a better way to do it. And if there really was a deal made in bad faith, or if it seemed like the deal was made in bad faith, even if it wasn't, like maybe somebody just didn't take the proper time to communicate. And especially, like, you know, I don't really trust Democrats or Republicans, seeing as how they snuck in the Ukraine funding into the border bill. Like, if you're going to make a bill and then say you're going to fix the border issue and then do it and then say, well, the Republicans tanked it and Trump ordered them to tank it. Well, yeah, if it was... I mean, Trump didn't need to say to tank it. You're addressing two problems with one solution. You can and that's all you do. That's your entire job, is to sit there and negotiate these laws. Like, you could make a single bill, but that's the thing. And it's like, when it becomes a game and you're playing games with people's lives like that, that's where there's an issue. Now, granted, I still think Ukraine should have their sovereignty and they should be independent. Or, you know, same with like Taiwan and China, or us in England, if we made it to the point where it made sense, like, and England collapsed, like all of its like empires around the world like gained independence and started doing it for themselves, as they should. Like, you know, you got other management coming in and taking over and telling you what to do. It's not going to be bent lightly. Now, if you get other people coming in saying, hey, this is what works for me, you should try it. Like, that's the leadership versus boss. Like, hey, let's, you know, together, let's share this knowledge and benefit from it. Yeah, and there you go. So, it's almost like we need the competition without the ultimate competition. We need to be able to sit back and work together on certain things. Like, I don't know. Something that comes to mind is the seatbelt. How that was proprietary information up until they decided, no, this is for the greater good of humanity. This should be common knowledge. So, yeah, and it's got to be careful, the transition of power and stuff and all that too. Like, first off, a lot of it shouldn't even, you know, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense. Talking about, like, because the reason a lot of people are afraid of, like, other people gaining wealth too quickly is, like, they might not have the maturity to use that to the benefit of the greatest good. Like, the greatest, you know, and just all people. And really, when you start problem solving with that in mind, of all of humanity, then in the Star Trek era, like, humanity, and then not just humanity, let's make it to where everybody, whoa, what is all this? This is like a movie set or a fort or something? Let's see. Okay. And again, South Park. Like they nail it every time. It is insane. Oh, and I still need it. I need to save up for it or something, or just do that. Like, I haven't gone to Casa Bonita yet, although it's not all completely to me. Like, they have reservations, then they don't. Then they do, then they don't. And it's like, okay, and it's kind of like a game to do that. And I know it's like a marketing thing, and it works. And it definitely makes me like, oh no, I want to do it. But yeah, and I will. Just like I bought this Snoop Dogg thing, show my support for Snoop. And if he ever watches these, he's probably like, man, well, who the hell is this? Like, this kid's weird. This guy's weird. I guess guy. I'm pretty old now. But, like, the generation... I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see how old Snoop is. But I feel like he's, like, the generation above me. Or, like, in between, maybe. Oh, Tony Hawk! Oh, no, that's a bad idea. Ah, I'm not gonna get out. No. No. This is so stupid. Why did I do this? I feel like Austin Powers, and like trying to... Oh. It's gone. Oh, I still don't have a shield. Oh, man, what am I doing? Please have a shield. I don't even have a good gun. Let's see. Oh, come on. He's got like one hit point left. There we go. Whew. Get that bogey. Okay. All right. Still no shield. Sweaty sands. There we go. So, yeah, and had some flashback. Yeah. Oh, come on. I had him. Woo! I'll take that. But I got him with the bomb. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, man. I don't know. That is a kind of a funny thing. If pigs have an attitude or whatever, like, yeah. No, I've still been pro-law enforcement. Just not the war on drugs. And, like, a lot of cops back in BV, they didn't care about weed. Like, you know, if it was that, they were looking for, like, the hard drugs. Yeah, the scary stuff. The stuff that might make you, like, go nuts or whatever and go hurt somebody. Yeah. But not, like, they knew. They knew about the weed. They didn't care. You know? And I think no cop really did, but, like, it's that accountability thing. Like, I mean, if someone found out that you saw something and you didn't do anything about it, then you can get in trouble that way, you know? And that's why, again, we have, like, these cop shows. I know they're not real life, but, I mean, there is, like, they're based in reality. Like, there is some truth to them. You know, there are some pressures of, like, you know, of the job of what it is to be a police officer. And you see some weird things, like people not at their best, and it does not matter. Like, that's your job from day to day. Oh, come on. All right. You know, you just have to deal with all that ick. Because people only call you when there's a problem. Is it up here? They'll call you over like, hey, you know, we're having a barbecue. You want to come hang out with us? Like, no. You're a police officer. Somebody punched someone at a barbecue. Yeah, you're going to go there then. But, like, you know, that's why I like Reno 911 and shows like that. Like, the funny cop dramas. Like, the non-glamorous side of things. But also, that's more just to teach us to be better people. Whoa. What kind of gun is this? Oh, it's just a rare pistol. Oh, wait. Actually, how we doing on time? Okay, I was going to say, yeah, now I'm done. Now I feel good. I feel like I addressed that issue, just like... I need to go do some other thing. I need to go do some laundry. I was doing some dishes. Ugh. Adulting. But, I mean, you got to be able to do it for yourself. And so I think even if people don't go to college, they got to, like, have the roommate experience or, you know, something. There needs to be varying degrees, or just make college more affordable, or, like, you know, and a lot of things are moving to hybrid things to where you can do more like a cybersecurity boot camp or something for 6 months versus 4 years, or like a web development boot camp, or, you know, specialized tech training. And technology is kind of one of those great equalizers, because it's just like, how big of a nerd are you, and how big of a nerd can you be for a while and learn something? Like, and if you're determined enough and hard-headed enough, again, anybody can do it. Most jobs can be taught, except when they can't. And then you get into construction and stuff like that. But, sorry, thinking more like equality in the workplace and stuff. I worked with some very strong women that used to be able to build wind turbine blades. Not so much on the construction before that. So that was more like, I don't know. But it wasn't unheard of. And you could still have women driving truck or something, or there's a lot of that, like driving buses, truck, you know. There are ways for equality. Yeah, I know, deep, profound. Actually, even in the wind turbine construction business, there was a lot of stuff that it really did not matter. I mean, granted, it helped to have a lot more upper body strength and, you know, to be able to lift things, move things, and, like, on average, guys do work out their upper bodies more. Just like, if, you know, for being on your feet longer, or being able to, like, kick things or run, or yeah, just being on your feet longer ultimately is, I don't know, easier with a stronger lower body. And, like, that's just weightlifting, like weight training, what you learn. I mean, it's the nature of it. Oh, Spunky there. What are you doing? Jeez. Chill, dude. All right, well, spaz. Oh, and he had a pretty good gun there. Coco Nut. I still think they're all bots. Like, I don't think I've played with a real person yet. Alright, but anyways, because, like, how fast he built and knows all that. Or maybe. It could have been. Or human. See, I don't know. But anyways, ta-ta for now. I'll let you go with that thought. Like, we're doing okay. Hey, Snoop, if you're watching this, how you doing? Alright, to everyone else, I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta.